There's a secret world running through your home's walls and under its floors. It's a hidden network you probably never think about until, well, something goes terribly wrong. But what if we could decode that world? Not from some boring textbook, but just by looking at the website of a single local plumber. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're peeling back the drywall, and trust me, you'll be surprised what it reveals.
It's a great question, isn't it? That whole network of pipes, it's like your home's circulatory system, and it's constantly under pressure from the world outside and even the very materials it's made from. Every single pipe has a history and a lifespan, and it's always sending out signals. The real secret is just learning how to hear them.
So for this whole deep dive, we're using a plumber's website from just one town in Georgia as our guide. And you know what's wild? The specific problems in this one area, from the soil to the trees, they actually tell a universal story about how all of our homes age, how they battle the elements, and ultimately how we can protect them.
Okay, so where does this battle even begin? Well, a lot of the time, it's not even inside your walls. It starts with this constant, slow-motion fight between your house and the very ground it's built on.
I mean, just think about the forces at play here. That Georgia red clay is literally squeezing and shifting your pipes as it expands and contracts with the seasons. And those beautiful oak trees in your yard, oh yeah, their roots are actively hunting for the water in your sewer lines. Even the humid air is kind of a silent enemy, making everything corrode faster. It's a constant, multi-front war.
This quote from the site, wow, it just gets right to the heart of the problem. Imagine the ground your house sits on physically moving by several inches every single year. That puts an unbelievable amount of stress on rigid pipes, which leads to cracks, leaks, and eventually total failure. It's this powerful, unseen force at work 24/7.
So, if the ground is the external threat, what about the internal ones? Let's move from the outside in and talk about your home's aging arteries. Because at the end of the day, the pipes themselves and what they're made of will determine their fate.
And this is where the age of your home is absolutely critical. If it was built before the 1970s, you probably have galvanized steel pipes. Now, as the source explains, these things corrode from the inside out. That means by the time you notice low water pressure or rusty water, the damage is already really severe. Compare that to modern PEX in copper, which are designed to last more than 50 years. It's a whole different ballgame.
So here's the crucial point. These failures are predictable. Galvanized steel pipes are basically a ticking clock, expected to fail right around that 40 to 50-year mark. Even the big, tough cast iron drains have a lifespan of about 50 to 70 years. So knowing the age of your home is like having an X-ray of its potential problems.
Okay, so if these problems are predictable, how do your pipes tell you something's wrong? This next part is all about learning to translate your home's strange little behaviors into real, actionable info. It's like becoming a house whisperer.
Think of this chart as your official decoder ring. You know that weird gurgling sound your toilet makes? That's not just a quirk. It's a symptom of a main sewer line blockage. A sudden crazy high water bill with no obvious cause? Yeah, that could be a hidden slab leak. Each symptom points directly to a specific culprit.
The website mentions this term a lot, and it's one of the most feared problems for homeowners. But what exactly is a slab leak?
So here's what makes it so tricky. A slab leak is a leak that's hidden under the concrete foundation of your house. You can't see it. The only clues are incredibly subtle. Maybe a warm spot on the floor, or the faint sound of running water when everything is turned off. It really is the ultimate hidden problem.
Okay, so you've decoded the symptoms, and you know you need to call a pro. What happens next? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside a professional plumber's playbook. It's a surprisingly straightforward 3-step process. First, they get someone on the way. Second, and this is important, they don't just guess. They use tools to find the real problem and then give you options. And third, they fix it. And then, this is key, they test it to make absolutely sure the fix worked before they leave. And those diagnostic tools aren't just a bigger wrench. No way. We're talking about some serious high-tech gear. They send tiny video cameras down your drain lines to literally see the blockage. They use thermal imaging and special acoustic equipment to find leaks under your foundation. They can even repair your sewer line without digging up your entire yard using these trenchless methods. It's pretty amazing stuff.
All right, finally, let's put the power back in your hands. How can you, the homeowner, navigate this whole process and make sure you're protected?
So, the first question is always about cost, right? According to the source, this is the typical range for a service call. Now, that's not for the repair itself. That's for the diagnosis, for the expert's time to come out and find the real problem. Knowing this baseline is your first line of defense.
This is the #1 concern for most people. I get it. You have a problem, you're under stress, and you have to trust an expert you've probably never met. So how do you make sure that trust is well placed? Okay, so here are the red flags to watch for. If a pro won't give you a written estimate, or if they diagnose some huge, expensive problem without a thorough inspection, you should be wary. And if they pressure you into the most expensive option without explaining why, that's a major warning sign. Just remember, a good professional explains, they don't pressure.
And this is the final piece of wisdom from our source, and it's a big one. For something as vital as your home's plumbing, the goal isn't just the cheapest fix, it's the best value. It's about getting a durable, quality repair from a professional you can actually trust.
So, after all this, we're left with one final thought. Your home is talking to you all the time. It's talking to those faint sounds, the small changes in pressure, and those tiny water spots. The only question is, are you listening?